Hello, everyone. It's Ingrid from thinkingthis.com. And today we will be setting up week 35 in my Sterling Ink Common Planner. Afterward, we will do our affirmations. And hello, everyone. Afterward, we will do affirmations and I will do a collective reading for the new moon in Virgo lunar cycle. The new moon was yesterday. And even though we're did the moon even move? It might have. But it was at 2:06 a.m. Eastern Time on August 23rd. So that was the new moon. We will be doing a collective reading on that lunar cycle. Now, when we talk about a lunar cycle, yes, we are talking about the 30 days, which the new moon, began, and then there's a new moon in the next sign, after those 29 to 30 days, right? But the there's another aspect of the cycle. And that aspect is that the new moon is connected to the full moon in the same sign. But those two signs are 2 months apart. I mean, not 2 months apart, 6 months apart. I'm sorry. So right now we have the new moon in Virgo, and in 6 months we will have the full moon in Virgo, and that will complete the Virgo cycle energy, right? So the reading that I'm going to do is for that 6-month period. That was a long way of saying that. Okay. But let's get right into it. Not last month. Wow. Last week, I felt sick. And because of that, I did not go live. And because I did not go live and I felt sick, I also didn't really set up my weekly pages. Just various little things got put in, but not very much. And of course, that meant I was a little bit. I guess I'm gonna say anxious, because I didn't feel like I was on top of things. Like I definitely felt like, oh, there's always something, or something is missing, or I'm forgetting something, or I forgot something. But that's that. So today's plan with me is going to be a little bit all over the place, because I'm going to be remembering things that I should have done or that I need to do that was not written down. And I'm also going to be doing some migrating, depending on, how important it is that I do these specific tasks that didn't happen in the previous weeks this week. Okay. So let's just get into it. Week 35. I'm going away. So the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31, I'm not going to be at home doing the things, right? So we're really only going to be setting up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So basically in preparation for my trip. Okay. So let's just get into it. Dinner time. Dinner time. All right. Oh, my eyes are itching. Okay. So, I am remembering something. Even though I will have been traveling, I need to make pizza doughs. So I need to write that here for Thursday, make pizza dough. And then for Friday, I'm going to make that shred cheese day. And then on, I'm going to say, should it be Tuesday? Yes, it should be Tuesday. Tuesday, I need to make Swiss meringue buttercream. There's other cooking things, and they will come to me as we fill this out. But that's where we started. Excellent. Okay. One thing I forgot is that Tuesdays I generally don't cook dinner. So I made like this stuff too big. Tuesdays at 6:30 I do my self-therapy exercises. So I'm going to fill that in there. Okay. Laundry also needs to happen because we need clothes to wear. So the question is, well, no, not the question. What should be occurring is that Monday and Tuesday, I'm doing all the washing. And so whatever needs to air dry can air dry, whatever. And then Wednesday would be all the folding and packing, right? Yeah. All right. I'm just going to put this down here, even though in theory I should be starting much earlier than 7 o'clock. But I'm going to put that here, folding and packing. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Oh, okay. So I have to send an email first thing on Monday. So email. Okay. What else? What else? What else? All right, that's it for now in terms of the cooking. Next up, we have appointments. I mean, there's really no appointments other than I need to make my bus, but I don't have the schedule handy, so we're gonna have to add that in later. Okay. Anything else? After appointments, it's evening routine. Now, one thing I noticed about myself is that Monday is just really hard for me to like get to work between 7 and 10 o'clock. Like either dinner seems to go over or there's like these unexpected things that happen on Monday that then I have to do it at that time. And given the laundry situation, I almost feel like not much is going to happen Monday evening other than housework related catch up stuff. So I'm just going to cut myself some slack because I end up feeling really bad for myself when I get nothing done. And I already know, like, the week is packed. And so this is not the Monday. This is not the Monday where you will be able to spend all day homeschooling and then hit it hard between 7 and 10 o'clock with whatever else you need to do. So I'm going to just leave that alone. However, my books are open. So, obviously, if somebody books a reading, then of course, I will be showing up for that. And then whatever laundry, etc., isn't going to happen at that time. Oh my God, I'm getting lipstick on my planner. I just got lipstick on there. I'm looking for an eraser because I don't want that there. So need to not have lipstick on my hands. There we go. Okay. Continuing. Okay. So just going to indicate the open books with this rectangle that is not colored in. Okay. One thing is I misplaced my dot marker. So that's sad. So what I've been doing is I've just been using this ruler with the pen that is the same color as my dot marker. But I don't know what happened. I'm missing 2 of them. They disappeared last live, and now I don't know where they are. Okay. So that's it for work. Wednesday, we got the folding and the packing. But also, I do want to make notes on my book. So I'm going to write notes Next up is the bedtime routine. This might actually go pretty quickly if I'm not planning anything Thursday through Sunday. Well, not bedtime routine, evening. I mean, no, I guess it is bedtime routine. And generally at that time, I'm supposed to be, you know, brushing my teeth, flossing, all that stuff, and doing my PM reflection. So, you know, filling in my trackers for the day and all that stuff. I think I'm gonna have to make myself coffee. I was hoping the sleepiness would go away once we started streaming, but it has not. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here we have PM reflection. Not happening on Saturday, but definitely on Sunday. PM reflection. Monthly review. And I guess we can do weekly review Friday night. Okay. Now we just need to put our bullet. And that's it. Evening routine. Time blocked. The folding and the packing. That color is my admin color. That's what that would be. Okay. Oh, there it is again. I got lipstick on this page. Jeez. Go away. Like, did it fly off my mouth? Okay. Homeschool instruction time. Oh, I forgot. Monday is another. Wait. Monday is going to be another one of those crazy commute thingies. So I have to be ready. There's a chance that my son can do it, but if he can't, I'm going to lose all that time right there. Okay, so back to homeschool instruction time. Yeah, it's going to be a short day for one of these kids. Okay, homeschool instruction time. Let's fill that in. And, you know, if you've been here before, you've heard me explain why some things get the rectangle shaded and why some things don't. If it's shaded, it's a non-negotiable thing. You need to do it at that time. And so that's what shading it in indicates. Okay, now homeschool instruction time. Homeschool admin time. Okay, so we have update the register. Update the register. Update the register. And that is our admin time for that. Oops, knocked something over. Now we go back to, it would be nice if on Monday I could do some of that admin stuff. But like I said, I've been not making it. And it's going to be even harder to make it this week. But, you know, sometimes things have to be aspirational. And so I'm going to put that indication there. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can make it happen. It's definitely not going to happen Wednesday. And it likely won't happen Tuesday because I'm going to be doing my, you know, therapeutic time and then taking the notes that I want to take for Women Who Run with the Wolves. So that's that. That's that. I'm not even gonna color it in because, like I said, it's aspirational, and I don't know that I'm gonna be able to make that, but it is something I have to give myself grace for. Like, I'm feeling upset that I'm still working on the project that I had talked about with the time blocking and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to have to move on and just keep plugging away at it, even if it takes much longer than I wanted it to take. All right. So next up, pretty easy, is going to be the morning routine. And this time I'm going to turn the book. Oh no, wait, I forgot. This whole thing is crazy. Because once again, we have the weird car situation. So I'm looking back to see how I wrote that down last time. Yeah, this... No, that wasn't it either. Hold on. Actually, I just need to change the order of some of this. So I would say direct morning routine should be at 6:30. So I'm going to switch that. Direct morning routine. I'm going to take it out of this section. Oops. Now the whiteout ran out. Can you believe this? My new whiteout is downstairs. So I'm going to have to use the fatter whiteout. Okay. This also needs to be switched. Okay. All right. So direct morning routine at 6:30. Shower at 7. There we go. Okay, so we need that and that. And then because Tuesday we should have our car back, so we could go back to our regularly scheduled stuff, then we can resume putting the order in the way we usually do. So I'm just going to write it again. Okay, got that. And just writing down this vitamin thing is reminding me to go to my packing list and check out my vitamin. I mean, not check out my vitamin, write down write down the vitamins. There we go. That's that. Okay. So now we will color code health related. One thing that I need to say, why do I write this stuff down, even though I may not always get to it? And it's because I notice that when I do the AM reflection, I am more likely to get through the list of stuff to do. And so putting it on there is like indicating to my brain, hey, you determined that this specific activity is important. And so that's why we write it down and we put a dot for it and all that other stuff. Okay, and then, oops, direct morning routine. I gave it the same color as health. All right. And then direct morning routine. AM reflection. Okay, dude, that's it, man. It's time to do the to-do list. So August, this is the last week of August. August's theme was white. Probably never gonna make a white theme again in this planner because I'm not happy with my marker options when I decide to make something white. And so last hurrah for white, and we probably won't see you again. Let me see what previous colors we used. All right, so we can use this grid. We'll use this grid. Oh, I even forgot where I like to put it. 1 o'clock. Okay. So at 1 o'clock, this grid. Oops. Well, all right. It's broken. It's okay. And since this is just black and white, I'm going to use gray. I'm going to use, what gray is this? N75, I get. Oh no, let's use this one whose name has been rubbed off. Where do I like to put that? 830. Very subtle gray, which if you have bright white paper is kind of cool, but this is really getting lost here. You can barely tell. And I guess we should leave it like that because it's supposed to be a white theme. But you see, not very fun. Not very fun in a planner like this. Yeah, I mean, like doing two passes, I don't like it. It looks ugly. Okay, and then we're going to, I'm just going to use silver again for the groceries and general and next action lists. So to do, actually, I shouldn't put, I don't need to make a grocery list because I've shopped for what I need to shop for. So we're not gonna make a grocery list. We're just going to do our next actions. Ooh, I colored it in silver. It's supposed to be the same color as the category color, but okay. It's a weird week. So we'll just do it how we're doing it. All right, and now we write homeschooling, bookkeeping, and thinking this. How am I getting lipstick all over the place? Did I touch my mouth and not see it? This wasn't there. All right. Okay, so let me put my task bullets. There should be cleaning. That's what I forgot to put over here. Wait, that's not the color. Forgot. We don't have a dot marker for this. I gotta find it because this is upsetting. I use that color a lot. Like, that color needs to be here. I'm only gonna put three dots for that because what are the chances that I'll get anything more done than 3 tasks given the amount of stuff that needs to happen. So there we go. That's it. That's it. We are, well, no, let's schedule that little hour of cleaning actually, so that I can remember to do some maintenance. Okay. cleaning. Just write that there. Cleaning. And that is the second marker. The second dot marker is the cleaning dot marker. I don't know where it is. So we got to use the stencil with just a circle here. Okay, now we're really, I mean, that's it for week 35. It's a short one today. So next up, just take a quick look here. We need to do our affirmations. So we will jump right to the affirmations. Just want to cover something here. Okay. So I like to take a deep breath. I like to feel these words in my heart. I like to emphasize them. I create the conditions for my happiness all of the time. I have resolved the issues from my past and move forward with clarity into the future. I have the confidence to ask for what I want and to become more spontaneous in my life. I love myself enough to take excellent care of my body and energy, and they respond with vibrant, good health. I have the courage to face the truth. I don't need to belong everywhere. I belong to my vision. Okay. One thing I wanted to do with these affirmations is that I have been feeling a lot of adrenal fatigue, like hardcore, all last week. And part of it is I ran out of my adrenal support supplements and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure that plays a huge role. But I do want to pull out messages from the body and see what we can affirm so that we can create feeling our best selves by supporting our adrenal glands. So I left the book on the shelf over there. I will run and get it right now. Secret Language of the Body by Ina Segal. Excellent, excellent book. And I'm just going to jump into adrenals. Adrenal. Page 12 to 13. Okay. And I want to spray some spiritual cologne. Okay, and I want to have my pendulum out in case I need to pendulum test anything. Oh my goodness. Tangled. Okay. let's begin. So, adrenal glands. Possible contributing factors. Feeling emotionally unbalanced and unstable one moment, happy and content, and the next, sad and hopeless. Frequent bouts of paranoia, panic attacks, fear, and anxiety, often related to a feeling that you have taken the wrong direction in life. Difficulty making decisions, feeling stuck in the fight or flight response. In some cases, feeling of depression, emptiness, worthlessness, and exhaustion. Now, for me, really, it's exhaustion. But interestingly enough, I noticed that when I don't have adrenal support, it's also anxiety. And it hits about the same time every single day. So the anxiety hits about 10 o'clock and the exhaustion hits about 2 o'clock. 10 and 2 o'clock. The two times the adrenal glands are working to get you through your day. So I just find it interesting. Like, I don't really consider myself an anxious person. Like, I do have stress, but I don't just have anxiety coming out of nowhere generally. Generally, if I'm anxious, it's because there's something. There's like an appointment I have to get to, or like a specific problem at play, you know? So that's that. So I just find it interesting that when I don't support my adrenals, I'm getting anxiety out of nowhere at the same time every day. But anyway, okay, so what is the remedy? Let's get to the remedy. We're going to take a deep breath through our nose and slowly exhale 3 times through the mouth. Imagine your adrenal glands being filled with vibrant green energy. As you breathe out, focus on letting go of any density, fear, and stress. This may look like grayness and density coming out of your glands. Do this 5 to 8 times. Fascinating, because when I had my eyes closed, there was like a fog that came into my mind's eye. And so fascinating that she's like, this will look like a density, a grayness. That's amazing. So this was the right exercise. It says to do this 5 to 8 times. So, okay, so I'm going to do it now. All right. Divine healing intelligence, I ask you to release all fear, anxiety, hopelessness, exhaustion, fatigue, stress, and stuckness out of my adrenal glands, as well as all points of view, positive and negative charges, and all limiting patterns that contribute to this condition. Clear. 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 Divine healing intelligence, please install feelings and experiences of energy, movement, peace, and trust. Thank you. Okay, so then she says, focus on your hands. Imagine that you are holding orange balls of energy. Touch your adrenal glands and allow those orange balls to penetrate the glands. Begin clearing any density that remains, releasing any stories and memories of past experiences, letting go of exhaustion and worn out feelings, and balancing the hormones, water, and stress response in your body. Feel the vibrant energy return to your life and focus on moving in the right direction. Ask questions like, how can I begin moving in the direction of my highest good? How can I connect to my divine guidance system? They've been telling me how. I need to do it. Divine healing intelligence, please heal and regenerate my adrenal glands and all related organs to their full health and vitality. Thank you. So that's the healing part, right? But there's more. She then tells you that there are unhealthy emotions to work with. So something may have come up in these exercises that may fit. So if it was sadness, if it was hopelessness, if it was stuckness, if it was depression. And then the healthy emotions to work with: happiness, freedom, clarity. I'm not going to go into, going further with that. I feel like for myself, freedom would be a good place for me to go. And also stuckness. But we're not gonna do that right now. Although something tells me I might find a good affirmation if I go to stuckness. So let's just go to stuckness real quick. And if an affirmation pops up that works, we will add that. So 196. 95. Stuckness. All right. So she's got a couple things here. Using the orange-red flame of purification. Oh, it's so interesting that she said orange-red, because when I was doing the adrenal meditation, the light went from orange to a more orange-red. So the body just knows. The body knows what it needs. Okay, using the orange-red flame of purification, please dissolve all stuckness, stiffness, inflexibility, blockages, struggle, and limited points of view. Help me let go of all my hardness in my mind and emotions. Work with me to release patterns of strain, struggle, effort, and resistance. Please melt away all blockages in my mind, body, and emotions that obstruct my flow of energy and circulation. Again, there's quite a few things that really resonate with me with that whole thing. But I'm just going to say, I release all patterns of strain, struggle, effort, and resistance. That's going to be what we affirm. And I'm going to write that down here at the bottom here. I release patterns of strain, struggle, effort, and resistance. Oh, I should say I easily. Because why not? Why shouldn't it be an easy thing? So, I easily... Is this pen running out? That's going to annoy me. Okay. Because it could just be that the marker, that the washi tape underneath isn't letting things happen. So let me stick this under here. Okay, so I easily release. Oh wow, the pen is dying. I easily release. It just looks bad. We're gonna have to use Twisby. Even though it's super thick. I easily release patterns of strain, struggle, effort, and resistance. Okay, and maybe can I go over this? Okay. Messy boots, but hey, it's the last week, so we'll just copy it over nicer next time. And there we go. We have said our affirmations. And if you're new here, I'm Ingrid from thinkingthis.com. I am a writer, tarot reader, Akashic record guide, medium, and spiritual empowerment professional. I've discovered that decorative planning keeps me productive and motivated as I parent, homeschool, create content, and maintain my spiritual practice. On Sundays, I go live, time block, and decorate my weekly pages in my Sterling Ink Common Planner. Sometimes we say affirmations, sometimes we do tarot readings, sometimes we do other journaling related things. Today, now that we've completed our affirmations and it's only 4:35, I feel like we also have time for me to just add a slight expansion to an entry in my dream interpretation commonplace notebook. So we're going to go there now. After I add that entry, then we're going to move right into our tarot reading for the collective for the new moon in Virgo. I don't know. I need to figure out what to call it because lunar cycle implies, 28 to 29 days, right? And I'm talking about the 6-month period from the new moon in Virgo to the full moon in Virgo. But This is a tome. This master work. I'm gonna call it a master work. Has some just great info that can be used for dream interpretation. So I'm gonna be frequently pulling things out from here. The first time I used this book, I had put an entry for feet. Like, what do feet mean in myths and symbology and dream interpretation? And so now we're gonna go back, because there was a piece of information that I didn't add to feet, which I found last week. So we're gonna add it now. So according to my bib card, feet symbolize the platform on which we stand, our basis, a deep part of our instinctual nature that supports our freedom. Okay, that's over here on page 219. So, as we shall see, the loss of the handmade red shoes represents the loss of a woman's self-designed life and passionate vitality, and the taking on of a too tame life. This eventually leads to loss of accurate perception, which leads to excess, which leads to loss of the feet, the platform on which we stand, our basis, a deep part of our instinctual nature that supports our freedom. So we're here with the shoes, right? But I don't think I want to do a whole direct quote, because it's talking about the handmade red shoes, and what I really need is just feet. So, wow, look at that. I was looking for this. This is the cap to my tweezers, and it somehow ended up in here. Okay, crazy. But let's get into it. We're going to copy what the feet symbolize into the Dream Interpretation Commonplace book. All right. And we are using, it's right here. Okay. Continuing on. The thing about this journal is a B5 size, and I have my camera height to really fit that A5 size, so I'm sorry that you're not getting the whole view. All right, so feet represent mobility and freedom, and that's on page 221. And we're gonna go with feet again. Feet symbolize I'm just gonna write the whole thing. The platform on which we stand. basis. And then I'm going to quote it. A deep part of our instinctual nature that supports our freedom. And that is found on page 219. And there we go. That's all we needed to add. If we find anything else, we will add it another time. But there it is. Entry in the Dream Interpretation Commonplace Notebook. Okay, now we're going to get into our tarot reading. But I need to see. All right, here we go. Here's a reading. Oh, look at this. Let me just show you real quick. This is what I have going on. This I forgot to add to my next actions list. And so here it is, incomplete. So let me do that. Before we start that reading, I need to add okay, here we go. We need to add Common Planner set up video. I'm going to call this the scene count. Scene count. There's so many video clips to this thing, which honestly I began in November, so really sad, but it still hasn't been released. But there's so many like video clips because I filmed this across the course of like 2 months that I forget what's left. Like on at least 2 occasions, I edited something twice, assuming that I hadn't edited it before, and then I found another version of that clip edited on another file. So I need to go through all those videos related to that and make sure, you know, what that's related to and if I need to record a voiceover for it. And so that's here, added as a next action. Okay. Now we can get into the reading. And my little reading. Here we go. I need water. Okay, so Okay. This is going to be a similar format to the ones that I do for the lunar phase of the week, only because I don't want to get up again and go find a different spread. Sorry. So we're just going to go with what we have. It will still work because what's important is asking the right question. And so that's what we're going to do. Make sure that we ask the right question. All right. So we've got our tarot cloth here. So over here. Wow. Okay, wait. There's a lot of stuff here. There we go. Tarot cloth. Put this here. And we will be using the Crow Tarot, the Tell It Like It Is Crows. Very much in line with Virgo energy. We're just going to tell you like it is. So there we go. And just okay. All right. Getting sleepy. Wake up, Ingrid. Okay. I need to change the way I'm sitting. Okay. And I also need more of this. And on my hands. Okay, good. All right. Oh, they're already telling me you can't do that little simple spread. All right, sorry. Sorry. So we won't be doing that old spread. We have to do something else. I am being directed that it must be something else. Okay, so the question I am asking is, what is the highest thing the collective needs to know to create itself in the highest way until the full moon in Virgo, which will happen sometime in January? So that energetic cycle of new moon in Virgo to full moon in Virgo, what does the collective need to know to create itself in the highest way? Okay. Actually, should move these over a little. There we go. Wow. Okay. So a lot of twos. Or it seems like there's a lot of twos because there's two birds here. There's the two from the high priestess. There's two birds over here and two birds over here. Okay. So what is the highest thing that the collective needs to know for the time period between new moon in Virgo and full moon in Virgo? And what we're getting is there's a there's like a coming together, right? There's I want to say reunion. That's the word that wants to come out of my mouth. Okay, so there's like some type of reunion where we need to like have a clean slate, right? Like almost like let's put this behind us. Let's put whatever past issues behind us and start with a clean slate. And at the same time, there needs to be strict boundaries. We need to maintain our stance. So there were boundary issues at play that may have caused this conflict. And it's like, yes, it is good to put it behind you and have the blank page, but that doesn't mean we don't learn the lesson that needed learning, which is we have to maintain our boundaries. We have to stand firm, right? We have to know our basis. Harkening back to the quote that I added to the commonplace notebook. Then there's this Six of Swords, this traveling, right? There's like a separation or an actual trip, right? But there's like I'm in the situation where I have to, be firm and whatever, and then there's a situation where I can escape. I don't have to be a part of it. However, in the escape, there is problems. So it's almost like you can take a rest, but there is no escape. The issue remains. And we go back to, look, there's two lions here. So again, it just seems like a lot of twos. So I want to say that this Virgo energy almost wants to be about relationships, right? Our relationship with the past, our relationship to others, our relationship to our boundaries. And so again, this lion energy, we just had Lionsgate on 8/8, and it's find the power within. Find the power within to face, because look at where that bird is looking. Find the power within to face your problems. And there's that 10 of Cups. So if you can do this, if you can learn the lesson of finding the power within to face your problems, there's ultimate peace. There's legacy. There's family. There's unity. There's a complete wholeness if we find our strength and face our problems. And massively psychic time once all of this energy is integrated. It's like the standing firm and the setting boundaries increases the channel's ability. And so that's awesome. I love that for us. And that is the highest thing the collective needs to know for the time period between new moon in Virgo, which occurred Saturday, April 23rd, and full moon in Virgo, which will be occurring sometime in January, maybe, or February. Let's not guess on that. We got 2 minutes before I gotta go. Let's take a look and see when exactly the new moon in, the full moon in, losing my train of thought. The full moon in Virgo. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the full moon in Virgo. All right, full moon in Virgo occurs March 3rd, 2026. So from now until March 3rd, 2026, that is the time period that this reading is addressing. So that's it. If you enjoyed our time together, please remember to like and subscribe so that you can be notified when we're live or upload new content. If you would like to book a tarot, energy, or mediumship reading with me, my books are currently open at www.thinkingthis.com. Have a wonderful week 35. Many blessings. Thanks for watching. Peace.